All right, it says we're live. So hello, good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where in the world you are. So hello. I think I do have the calendar, right? Yes, I do. Okay. How we doing? Are we ready to write, to work, or do whatever it is that's on our to-do list? I have a couple of things that are on my to-do list, some of which include writing. So I'm going to try and focus on the writing portion first, and then, well, sort of writing. It's writing connected. Anyway, and then I have over on my bed, I have the Writer's Market book, because I want to look at the writing contests and start looking at different types of agents and houses and whatnot. I'm not ready to query at this point, but I would like to be more informed when I get to that point. So I'm going to start doing a little bit of slow research as I go along. But I've got, so that's going to be second on my to-do list for today. The other thing I need to do is, I actually have not done my tarot spread for the year yet. And I don't need to do it, but I want to do it. And write my thoughts and impressions and expectations and stuff like that for those. I did calculate already so if I'm understanding this right, you calculate the card of the year based on you condensing the year numbers. So 2022 would be card number 6 of the major arcana. And that is the Lover's card. So communication and relationships become very important this year. The other aspect of it is you have your own personal card for the year, which you connect or figure out by adding your birth month, birthday, and the year number together, and then condensing it down until it is under number 22. Anyway, mine happens to be 9 this year, which is the Hermit card. So looking within for inspiration, creativity, and wisdom and all of that stuff. So I already have a tendency to be a hermit this year. So the fact that I'm getting both the Hermit and then the Lovers, which is a relationship card, relationship and communication card, is kind of telling me I need to make sure I have a balance this year. For sure. That's going to need to happen is I'm going to need to have some balance in my life. So that's how things are already going. That's the only 2 things I've calculated this morning in terms of the tarot cards. The other thing that I did was I did pull a card for today, and it was the cow spirit, but it was in the inverted position. So here's the cow normally, and the main message is miracles are endless. So when it's in the inverse position, it's the sort of check yourself protective message is what the book calls it. So it says, Cow Spirit asks you to pay attention to how you nourish your mind, body, and spirit, because right now you are wobbling around like a newborn calf on its unsteady legs. Perhaps you've been spending too much time distracting yourself on the internet, haven't we all? Or obsessing over a relationship, or choosing to eat food that is not healthy. I mean, we are coming out of the holidays. Whatever it is, you're being nudged to assess how you are looking after your needs. Remember that the universe has a way of reflecting back to you events and conditions that match how you treat yourself. Cow Spirit reminds you that the universe gives you the very best, but needs you to do your part to participate and nourish your well-being. Heed her message and everything will shift in your favor. Thank you, Cow Spirit, for reminding me that I don't need to eat my weight in candy. I'm feeling very called out, just a little. on the physical side of things. The other thing is, it's definitely a good message to hear about nourishing ourselves by like reading the things that we want to read, or writing the things we want to write, treating ourselves as the future authors and authors extraordinaire that we are. So that's definitely a card for today, for sure. So Better Days, hello, how are you? Hope you're doing well. And Carly is here, hello, welcome. And Megan, hello, how are you? I hope you're doing good. And today is your first day on ADHD meds, so we'll see how things go. Ooh, that's exciting. Also probably a little nerve-wracking, but hopefully they work well and don't give you any negative side effects. Hopefully it is the right kind of medicine and in the right dosage for you, because that would be great. And Charlie is here. Hello. How are you? How are things? I feel have I seen you guys since no. Because I took the 2nd and 3rd off. So the 2nd, which was Sunday, I have that right. I had some plans, and then on Monday I had to go turn in my teacher laptop, my ID for the school that like also had the door lock thing on it, and my keys. And so I also had to pick up a few things from my classroom that I had not, because I was sick the last 2 days. Although I realized this morning that I forgot something in the classroom, but I was like, It was more of like arts, crafts, supplies stuff that I had provided. It was stacks of scrapbooking paper, but whatever, it's fine. They'll have arts and crafts supplies, so it's cool. But I did get my stepladder back, which is one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I got. I was like, I need my stepladder back. This short person needs a stepladder. Megan says, so far, the only thing you've noticed is that you had the will to vacuum. Oh, yay. Which is an improvement. The will to vacuum is in short supply in my life as well. So props to you. That is amazing. Yeah. Charlie is deep down in the world-building mines. This rabbit hole ran deep. Indeed. Indeed. They so often do. And that's one of the fun things, but also one of the frustrating things. So, yes. Have you guys been hydrating this morning? If not, we need to fix that. I have tea. I also have water. So I have not quite a chai latte, but very close with the amount of cream that I accidentally splashed in there. Oopsies. So I have that to finish, and then I have a full glass of water because I need to hydrate. I was bad yesterday and consumed far too many things that were salty. So I kind of need to mitigate that a bit, just a little bit. Okay, I am looking for, here we go. All right, cool. Took care of that one, hopefully. There we go. Had to wait for it to actually pop through. Okay. Carly says, I am looking for my rabbit hole. Well, if you do not have, if you have not picked a random tarot card or a random oracle card, I find that those are extremely helpful to give you some inspiration, because a lot of times there are lots of things that you can, oh hey, I pulled this year's card. There are lots of things that you can pull inspiration from. because there are often so many different things and symbols on each card, depending on what kind of deck you have. But very often there are lots of intricate symbolisms wrapped up into each card. So take, for instance, 2022's card of the year, the Lovers. If you look, and if I can get my camera to focus, maybe. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, so this is from the Shadowscapes deck. So you have this stained glass window at the top. So if you are looking for a bit of world building, you might have to create a religion that is based on a sun god, or a myth that is based on how the world came to be. You also have these doves that are either stealing or bringing this crown to this couple. Not sure which one that would be in your world, but hey, who knows? Could be stealing, could be gifting. Don't know. She has, let's see, this character, the blonde character, has a lily, so you go with lily symbolism. And then this character has a wreath of flowers, or a crown of flowers. It's interesting that she's already wearing a crown. She has a crown in her hand, and yet there's another crown over here. So you could have a triumvirate of power, and a power struggle between characters. And then you would have to figure out who this crown belongs to, since it doesn't appear to belong to one of these two. Don't know. You also have the snake or stick over here, Adam and Eve type-esque mythology comes into play. You've got these calla lilies. Also, you could search for different symbolism of other flowers. You've got just all these random bits. You've also got this sigil over here you could create something behind. So for me, when I start looking for rabbit holes, if I pull a card and just start looking at all teeny tiny details in it, and it doesn't necessarily have to just be with tarot. Like if you pull just the oracle card for today, the cow, you can pull cow symbolism. You could pull the flower symbolism that's in here. You could, what happens when your characters encounter a cow? What happens when, are they in a rural area? Are they rural or urban characters? Like, did they grow up in the farm, or did they grow up in the city and have never seen a cow? Like, it just, whatever it is, you just start pulling from the imagery as a spark, and then you just ask yourself, what if, or what does this belong to, or things like that. So I find that visual cards are often very useful for finding a rabbit hole, or at least an animal trail to a rabbit hole. So there you go. There is my suggestion for rabbit holes. And if you do not have, if you don't have oracle cards, let me see if I can find that link. There is a link that I'm posting in the chat for Colette Baron Reed's website. She has several different oracle decks that you can sort of like digitally try out. And so you can pull 1 to 3 cards from several of her different decks, and it will tell you what the symbolism and things are. So I find that that was very useful before I had decided which deck to get, to try that out. So have fun with that. And we've got another incoming bot. So I'm just waiting for it to pop through so I can say hide. Okay. All right. So hopefully that will go. Okay. But yes, that is my suggestion for looking down the rabbit holes. Asking yourself questions, giving yourself some verbal or visual, not verbal, visual cues. You could also go with verbal or musical. Put a put your music player on shuffle or pick a random song, whatever kind of atmosphere it gives you. Go with that and try and create something in your world that has that atmosphere. So, I mean, lots of different suggestions. And if anybody else in the chat has suggestions for looking for their own rabbit holes, please do. Give us some more ideas for finding our own personal writing rabbit holes. Megan says, I had Starbucks again this morning. Oh, good. So you have hydrated and a glass of water. Excellent. Double hydrated. Dan Hook, hello. How are you? Hope you're doing well. And let us know if you have any suggestions for finding a rabbit hole of world building. Megan says, every time I click to remove the users, it never works. You're so annoyed. Well, it could be because I had already done it. So who knows? I could do it on StreamYard, but it always seems to take longer. And sometimes I get an error message. So it's a little easier to do it on the popped out chat. So, but yes. I definitely have felt that frustration before too, and usually when Devin bops them before me. So Laura is here. Hello, how are you? Are you on your lunch break? You are working on updating your IMDb. Yes, IMDb. There we go. Other way around. Yay! I saw on your Instagram your post from the credits, and it was very cool. Very cool. Yes, absolutely. I love this deck. It's so pretty. But I also have major envy for Chandra's black deck, the absolute black deck. What do we call it? I think so. Yes. My brain is not recalling the exact title of that deck, but it's gorgeous. But yes, so I have this deck. I have the steampunk deck. Those are my two most used decks. This one is a little bit more kind and gentle. The steampunk deck is a little bit more sassy, shall we say. So Megan says, nice. To Laura, it's very important since I show off your page every chance I get. Yes, since we like to promote Laura, absolutely. CB is here and says hello back. There is the link to the Oracle card tryout website. And Maggie is here. So sorry you're late, begs for forgiveness. No problem. No problem. Yes, I saw that she, the timer had about 10 minutes left, and that's fine. You can come on in whenever. It's fine. Devin is here and says howdy. Hello. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. In case no one has said it yet, Pinterest. Oh, yes. Okay, Pinterest can consume so much of your time. But I will not tell you how long I spent just drooling over pictures of underwater photography because for whatever reason, that is my jam. So like not just like regular underwater photography. I mean, those are gorgeous too, but like the things where you have a full on like set and then you have like a dancer under the water, or like the Alice stepping through the glass, sort of like Alice in Wonderland inspired, but it's like the frame is floating on the water and the character is sort of like upside down and has your foot near the surface of the water, so the reflections are really like weird and cool. I'm kind of obsessed. Yeah, just kind of obsessed. Maggie says, Google Earth Street View is your writing rabbit hole because you want IRL places to feel real. This is a really good idea too. Yes, when you write them, you end up wandering around. Yes, that is a really good idea if you are definitely writing contemporary or realistic fiction. and you're not setting it on, a different planet or starship or something like that. Yes, this is an absolute fantastic way to do this. Devin says, my yard has chipmunk holes. Oh, okay. So Devin needs chipmunk holes rather than rabbit holes. And Maggie ends up wandering Google Earth Street View for hours. Yes, I can see that. Maggie says, hello, Laura. How is Roy? That is a very good question. How is Roy? And Charlie says, hello to Laura and Megan and Maggie. Maggie says, Devin, I can drive a mile and look at prairie dog holes. Yes. All the holes. Megan says, hello. And so does Maggie. Roy is good. He's sleeping on your legs while you wait to do something. Very nice. They're so cute. You have the Golden Girls tarot deck. Yes. That's pretty as well. And I'm trying to think, other than the deck that Chandra has, there's also a deck that I would like to have, which is the Alphonse Mucha inspired deck, because he's one of my favorite artists as well. Let's see. Lisa's stream got hit by bots as well. Okay, so everybody's getting hit. Your Pinterest is full of hippos. Nice. Lovely. Lots of hippos. Yes, they are. I have seen them on more and more. And I'm wondering if it's because we have the hashtag live or live stream in the tags and things, if they're just following that kind of thing. I don't know. Let's see. Your rabbit hole is the Library of Congress's newspaper archive. Ooh, you read so many old newspapers looking for inspiration. That is really cool. Yes. Maggie says, I have some turtle reflections from the Denver Aquarium. Ooh, nice. Nice. Becca, hello. You've been procrastinating all morning, so this is perfect timing. Excellent. Good. I'm glad. We were just talking about the different inspirations that we have that essentially create our writing rabbit holes that we go down. So, yes. CB says, my Pinterest is full of pepperoni and bats. Yes. The vice versa deck, yes, where it shows the back of the image, like what it would look like if you're behind the character. Yes. The Art Nouveau decks, yes. And while they're pretty, some of the art doesn't match the cards. Yeah, that is true. I wonder if we could do what we did on Twitch a couple months ago, total blackout. I mean, you could. We could. Maggie says, hello, Becca. Hello. All the hellos. All righty. Oops. You know what I did not do? I did not pull up a timer like I should have. So let me pull up one of HK's real quick. And all righty. I want this one, I think. So share. Actually, since we've been talking so long, I think I'm going to go ahead and do a 25. Just because that way we can still get in a sizable amount of work and focus. All right, share. Make it big. Put the banner up. All right. Oh, thank you, Devin, for bopping that one. Okay. All right, so here are our reminders. 1, save your document if you have already been working this morning. 2, make sure that you have something to hydrate with and take a sip if you haven't had one in a while. 3, make sure that you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And if you need a break, take one. Those are your reminders. So let's get started. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, y'all, how do we do? I think I need to finish this sentence because otherwise I might lose my train of thought. But, okay. So I've gotten 403 words in my document. Oh boy. So I did pull all of my cards for the months and the quarters. And I use tarot cards for that. And then I have a series of questions that I ask myself, and I pull oracle cards for those. So I have a combination of tarot and oracle cards in front of me. And oh boy, do the oracle cards have a message for me. Oh boy. So the first question I ask is for the oracle cards is, what energy should I cultivate for this year? And I got the crow spirit, which is great because the crow spirit is urging you to create with the spirit, the universe, the divine, however you want to term it. But it is, trust your instincts, trust your creativity, be in tune with the world and the universe in order to make something special. So the crow is always a really good card. So then we come to the part where I started to laugh because the next question is, what piece of advice should I pay attention to? And I got the cat, which means claim your independence. So let that sink in for a bit. Independence is creating your own identity separate from others, and making sure that you have your own self. Okay? So that's the first piece of advice that I got from that I should be listening to. Okay? Being independent. And so then the next question is, okay, what's the second piece of advice that I should listen to? I got the canary, which, cat and canary is also hilarious, but the main message for the canary is sing your own song. Does that sound like being your own independent ass self? So apparently there is no other advice that I should, it's serious. It's no, seriously, be your own self. Do your own thing. Be yourself, do your own thing. Don't it's very, very much clear that this is my lesson that I need to be paying attention to. Then what is the first affirmation that I should seek out this year? I got the bobcat, another feline character. Life is a mystery. So I had to go back to the book to look at this. And this is trusting the universe, trusting your own instinct. And that not everything can be explained by fact and by logic. You need to start listening and paying attention to the world around you, and also how your own instinct is going. And you all know, you've met people before that you either just click with, and there's no real reason why, or there's you get a vibe from somebody and you can't quite put your finger on the reason for it, but they're not a person that you want to spend time with. And same thing for organizations or places or whatever. So you can't explain everything, but you got to learn to listen and to trust. So there's that. And then there's also the second affirmation, or sort of check-in that I need to be doing, is the fox spirit, which is thinking on your feet. So again, being able to not spend too much time overthinking things, trust that the decision that you make first is going to be, or the decision that you make quickly is going to be the thing you need. It's going to be the one that's going to put you in the more advantageous position. So it's going to be sort of like trusting your instinct again, and making sure that you're going to be going in the direction you want, or in the direction you should be going. Then the last card is, what should I be aware of or wary of for the next 12 months? And y'all, here is the clearest thing. Setting healthy boundaries. Oh y'all. So between being your own independent self, trusting and not overthinking your instincts, and then you better make sure that you've drawn some boundaries this year. Oh boy. That is my own personal reading for how my year is setting up to be. So it could be some really, really great things. Really, really great. Like creating things, being creative, like being in tune, trusting my instinct, like heck a lot. Being independent, also a really good thing. But just like, this is going to be the key. This is going to be really, really key. So there you go. But that's why I was kind of snickering and making faces in the last couple of minutes, is because I was looking over my oracle cards and realizing what they were saying to me. So it can, it's sometimes they are pretty blunt. Sometimes they are very supportive. Sometimes they're a little bit of both, in which case I think this reading is a little bit of both. But yeah. So that is what my oracle cards have been telling me. I'm still sort of thinking over what my tarot card spread is looking at. The oracle cards for me are a little easier to read, kind of like on the quick. The tarot cards have a little bit more symbolism and connectivity to them, so they take a little bit longer for me to sort of like decipher. So, but yes, so there we go. So I got 403 words, and some advice from from the cards. So yes, okay. And I also chugged the rest of my chai tea. So don't forget to sip whatever you are supposed to be drinking. Carrie is here. Hello. You're not going to be here for very long. The hubby will be home soon, and then you have to run to work and get tested. Okay, so it's required for all staff twice a week. Okay, so at least they are keeping track and making sure that y'all are all healthy and okay. So that is good. Hashtag chai chugger. Yes, exactly. Megan says hi to Carrie. Carrie says hi back. You have never had chai tea. Chai tea is actually sort of redundant because chai actually means tea, which is hilarious to me because I often say it as chai tea. I'm having chai tea, so I'm having tea. It is often sort of just it's a more spice flavored tea. In general, it's very delicious. Yes. I think it is generally a black or a red tea. It can be a little strong if you leave the tea bag in too long. Yes. But I generally, with chai and with Earl Grey, I put a bit of cream in. So that always kind of cuts a little bit. So Maggie says, you got 449 and need to go get some more coffee. All right. Caffeine. Yes, we approve. CB got 155 words. Excellent. Elizabeth is here. Hello. Just hanging out while doing laundry today. I need to do laundry as well, so I feel you. But I chose not to do that this morning, so I've got to do this afternoon now. CB has never had chai tea either. Yeah. It's delicious. So, okay. So this deck, the one with the armadillo, is the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. It's by Colette Baron Reed. I put a link in the chat earlier for the website that the author lady has, and there's a sort of like app on there type thing where you can try and pull a couple of her different oracle decks so that you know which one it is that you either vibe with or you get obsessed with pictures like me. You know, and then you can buy them. So, but you don't have to. So, what's the difference between tarot and oracle cards? So tarot cards have a set number, a specific number of major and minor arcana. There's a specific order in which they go, and there is symbolism that is tied to each card, and that symbolism is usually very specific. They are sometimes tied, if you have like delved that deep into it, they're tied with astrology as well. So certain cards represent like Capricorn, things like that. So tarot is very specific in the number of cards it has and the symbolism that usually follows. Oracle cards are a lot more freeform. They do not have a set number of cards, nor do they have a set sort of like symbolism. So like this one happens to be spirit animals. There are other oracle decks that are based on crystal. I have one that's that I think Kate Kavanaugh also has, the Moonology. So it's oracle cards based on moon phases or particular moon events. And things like that. So with oracle cards, it's often a lot more free form. You'll find that there's a lot more variety in the type of themes that oracle cards have or oracle decks have. But tarot is a lot more, I don't want to say confined because it's not really confined, but it has a good bit more structure. So yeah. Becca says, I like that. Trust yourself. Yes, there's a lot of that. So that is best way that I can explain it at the moment. I'm sure there are other people that can definitely explain it better, but that is how I can explain it at the moment. So only one thing to focus on. Yeah, exactly. Being independent, trusting myself, and getting creative. Words Fall writes, hello, you started a new book called Coven X Fantasy. It's a romance, and it's a bad boy romance. Oh, always, the bad boy romances are always fun. Yes, there is definitely a bit of You Got This in here, but I'm reading just like so much of like the the sass that is also coming with it. So you need to just set some of the healthy boundaries. We all do. Yes, it is a great, really good message for 2022 for sure. But it's definitely a it requires work to do all of those things. So it's going to be a busy year, which also sort of makes sense with the fox spirit of thinking on your feet and moving quickly without overthinking, which is a tendency that I have. So Megan says, took the trash out and worked on some planning Discord server you would like to start later this year. Also cleaned your bathroom. Maybe the meds are working. Is it a placebo effect? I don't know. But hey, I like the to-do list that is getting checked off. That is awesome. So, caffeine fiends unite. Yes. Chai has cinnamon, coriander, nutmeg, clove, and star anise in it. Sometimes fennel and chicory. Ew. Okay. There you go. Elizabeth says, if I could choose, no, I would, but the bedroom laundry, yes, has been overtaken by the clean but not folded clothes. Yes, I don't know why. I don't have a problem with like putting the laundry in the washer and the dryer. I don't really have a problem folding them. I just hate putting them away. It doesn't make any sense, but I hate putting them away. So they are very liable to sit folded in a laundry basket on my floor for far longer than they should. So Maggie never drinks chai because you just like clove, anise, and chicory. Yeah, makes sense. Maggie says, I pulled my tarot, but the cards are in a pile because I didn't get a chance to interpret them yet. You should do that today, but we've been getting ready for a neighbor's daughter to move in with us. Okay, yes. Well, I've got mine in 2 stacks now. So I've got my quarter theme cards and then in order the months right here. I did do it on the wheel at first, but in order to save some space on my desktop, they got then put in a stack. So Carrie loves the smell of anise. You make anise pizzelles every Christmas, and the smell just reminds you of your grandma. I don't know what a pizzelle is. Megan says her mom lost her. Oh no. So the family is moving, but she's staying here to finish her last semester of school. Okay. Gotcha. So you're going to be host family then. As a child, you had to take medicine flavored with black licorice, and now you can't stand anything even close to licorice. Yeah, that makes sense. You love licorice, but it unbalances the force, so you're not allowed. Yeah, your dad and grandma liked black licorice jelly beans, and they were the spice kind, so they just reeked in all the bad ways. Yeah, my grandparents also liked the licorice, the black licorice, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan either, so I get you there. All right. Since we have been chatting for quite some while, we're going to do another sprint because I need some time to get some of this interpreted. Yes. Or I could move on to the next bit and leave my interpretation for off stream. I might do that. Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do that. Make a quick decision. So let's go ahead and do another sprint. This is the self-promo sprint. So if you have something to promote, feel free to do so. And we will go ahead and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All righty. There we go. That was sprint number 2. Don't forget to save your document, which I have not done yet, so I should probably do that. Also, don't forget to have a sip of whatever you're hydrating with, because that should be done for sure. Let's see. I did switch to looking at the writer's market. I don't know why I'm sitting so low. You know. So I've been, I went through and I put little sticky notes to help me find the different sections, and I am looking at the contests and awards section. The first section that I'm looking at are sort of like more grants and fellowships stuff. And I posted on Instagram, there's one specific to Texas, and there's one specific to LGBTQ playwrights, because I know there's a couple of people who on AuthorTube who are in Texas, and I know there's a couple of LGBTQ playwrights or screenwriters. So I posted those two. There's also another one that's based in North Carolina that, but I don't know if anybody is based in North Carolina off the top of my head. Wait, is Abby in North or South Carolina? I don't remember. Anyway, so I posted the first two on my Instagram story in case you want to take a look at it and do a screenshot, because it was kind of just too much info to try and type up. But anyway, so yeah, so the two, I think both of those were quote unquote fellowships. Of like time and expenses paid for focusing on writing. Anyway, so I'm just continuing to look through several of these. A lot of these are specific to either states or universities, so I can just kind of mark most of those off. But either way, it's kind of interesting. So yes. All right. Don't forget to do your self-promo before I get to the bottom of the chat so that I can read your promo. Here is Devin's. Let me take off the banner so it doesn't distract. Here's Devin's link tree. Thank you, Devin. And the most helpful link in the entirety of AuthorTube, Devin Cutting's playlists. CB now has 34 stories on archive of our own, and one of those is still in progress. You're in the process of completely rewriting Stark for President Book 1, and your username is PepperoniFan1982. Elizabeth Writes has a writing stream tomorrow on your channel at 6 p.m. GMT +1, which you think is noon. I think noon Eastern. And you would love to see anybody there. And Charlie is going to be streaming today on Twitch at 5 p.m. under CE Dorset to get 5 p.m. Eastern to get some more world building and story done. Always a fun time with Charlie. CB says, once I finish the rewrites, I will put the new version of book 1 up and pull the old one. Gotcha. Megan is offering YouTube video subtitling on your coffee if anybody is interested. And there is the commissions link. And Megan also has a channel. If you want to make sure you catch your Cyrano de Bergerac deep dive, I hope I pronounced that right, but I probably did not, when it comes out. And so there is the YouTube channel link. And Maggie has a channel as well. Here's the YouTube channel with the opening video for #HoldMyLatte 2022. At your relaxation, Virginia soothing. What? Did I read that right? Thank you for the music, for the writing music today. Oh, okay. So is that the channel that you had the music in the background for? Maggie says, this is my YouTube channel and the opening video. There we go. There we go. There we go. Got it now. Okay. And Carrie says, okay, maybe it's just how things look on your end. Oh, yes. So if you do not have the little wrench, you have to, you can't post direct links. You'll be able to spell out .com and it should come through. But yes. Shared your coffee and latest video. So Maggie has fetched The Misadventures of a Mom Author by Carrie on Vella. Lovely. Thank you very much. And Carrie's Hold My Purse 2022 video. Yes, I love the theme that we're going with. And Devin has pulled the coffee link. Thank you, everybody. And yes. Okay. And Kate is here. Hello, hello. Super late, but working on work writing today. Excellent. Still writing. And Becca says, managed to write a couple of pages of your screenplay. Nice. Excellent. Kate says, shameless self-promo, which is what we are doing, all of us. What grows cannot be splintered on archive of our own. Is it under Kate L or is it under a different name? Let us know. CB got 205 words that time. Excellent. And there is my Instagram link. Yes, thank you. I think it should also be underneath the video in the description. Charlie says, I finished my article on the VOA. Now to write up their empire. Nice. Excellent. More of Charlie's worlds. Maggie says, hello, Kat. How's it going? And Elizabeth says, done with laundry. Yay. And vacuumed up all the glitter from New Year's. That's also a yay. And made your dog sneeze. Oh. Mark got most of the planning done for a short story. Excellent. That you didn't know was due tomorrow for English class. That happens sometimes. It does. But I'm glad you got most of the planning done. Excellent. Bless you, Papa, for sneezing. Yes. Maggie also got laundry sorted, a warm cuppa, and another 221 words on your twisted Greek myth on Inkit. Very nice. Charlie says, so my laptop just randomly restarted. Let's not scare the other technology. But yes, my laptop, when it does, when it gets an update, it will shut down without warning. And I hate it. I hate it so much. So I've got to find whatever setting that is and where that is and turn that off. So I don't know if yours had just updated. Hopefully that was it. The Spartan Chimera. Oh, very nice. That sounds lovely. And of course, since I have my Chimera Moon series, I will of course have to go read this. Megan ate lunch and took the dogs out. Excellent. CB was at the cinema yesterday seeing The King's Man, and it was brilliant. Lovely. Yeah, yes, I was in copy. Yes, that's fine. It's fine. I figured, I was like, I think there's some sort of crossover here, and then you posted the regular link, so it was good. You need to bake for the gremlins today. Apparently, it wouldn't be a bad thing for me to bake either. We've got some bananas that are very mushy, so I could do banana bread. It's under Sierra Anan. Probably mispronounced that. You just try not to conflate your username on there with your YouTube too much. Okay. Oh, gotcha. True. The cinemas are closed here. Yes. I have a feeling we will be headed that way soon. So says something about how ham you went on the glitter and the table decorations. Yes. It's okay. You know, it happens. It does. All right, it is 2:46. Let's do a 15-minute. I'm going to wind this down to 15. That'll take us to the very top of the hour, and then we can say our goodbyes. Share. Apparently, I've talked too much today, y'all, because otherwise we'd have gotten more sprints in. But it's okay. Sometimes you got to talk. Oh, okay. So Megan says, I also posted all the worksheets you used during Glory's live stream on Monday. We were talking about coping skills. Very nice. The worksheets are now in Glory's Discord general chat. That is awesome to know. Thank you, Megan. Glitters like pet hair. You never get it vacuumed. It's always there. Did I say 55? I meant 15 if I said 55. Whoopsies. Probably made Devin happy. Sorry, Devin. All right. Don't forget to save. Don't forget to sip. Don't forget to stretch or straighten your spine. And make sure that if you need a snack, do that. Or a break. And we're going to get started with a 15-minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So I have reached the end of the fellowships and grants section. Now I'm in the fiction section of the contests and awards. And so some of these I'll be able to sort of like do the calculations and see how many cents per word for like shorter pieces. Some of them are more of like full length. So they say that, you know, full submissions of manuscripts. And then the prize winners will receive book publication, $1,000 advance against royalties, and $1,500 travel grant. But they don't say necessarily like which genres they prefer. So then I have to go back into the publisher subject index. And then they've got like adventure books or adventure fiction, and then all of the publishing houses that accept or publish that genre. And so then I'm just like going through and I'm sort of labeling with a little teeny tiny P which ones have a prize. So that may or may not be helpful for later. I don't really know, but that's what I'm doing at the moment. So yeah. So no, actually they're mostly US, but I have seen some that were open to US and Canada, and I've seen some that were open to South America and the Caribbean. I've also seen one that was specific to London. So it's kind of, I'm not exactly sure. I think mostly it is American, because it is published by the Writer's Digest, which I think is, I'm pretty sure is American based. But I have seen a couple that were based in Canada, and then the one that was based in London. So sorry, but yeah, that seems to be the gist of it. Sibu's saying, once the stream is over, I'm going to take a shower. Nice plan. Elizabeth got some of the glitter dusted on your shirt. Yes. Maggie says, you love chatty streams. It builds our community. Yes, it does. I just feel like sometimes I occasionally tell the same story over and over again. So I like don't necessarily, I'm like, have I told the story? You know, yeah. And then there is a certain amount of, like, I'm always afraid that I come off kind of narcissistic because I am sitting in my own room, talking to a camera, watching myself on a screen. And I don't necessarily like always want to focus on me because it makes me feel even more narcissistic than this already seems. I know it's not necessarily narcissistic. That's just like in my brain. I'm like, I'm talking and focusing on myself too much. So that's why sometimes I feel a little awkward. A lot of times I feel a little awkward. Let's be honest here. Devin says, I convinced Morgan to do a 75-minute sprint in October, and it was wonderful. Maybe one of these days will convince me, but maybe not. CB's laughing. Yes. You got 166 words. Excellent. You love the Writer's Digest books. You find them to be so chock full of everything you need. Yeah, well, and this is like, I've gotten them several years in a row. Because I was like, I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to look through them and then I just never really took the time to do it. But I am determined that I'm going to be doing a lot more research this year, for several different topics. But one of them is to get more knowledgeable about the publishing houses and agent possibilities, or at least the process of querying and or prize contest type things. So, but not only just to become more knowledgeable about them, but to like actually start sending my stuff in to people. It's terrifying, but yeah, we're gonna make some progress on that. Sorry if you can hear my neighbor who has started the leaf blower. Hopefully you can't hear them, but I can definitely hear them. So if you do not take a shower tonight, you have to be up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah, definitely take it tonight. I hate getting up early. Yeah, no, take it tonight. Definitely take it tonight. Kate says, halfway done with a work edit, and that's something. Yes, it is. Yes. Hopefully this is the year you finish Cinderella. Yes, I know. I need to do some more on Cinderella as well this year. Yes. So Maggie says, I think Megan should do a video series on all the craft books she's read. Megan has read a lot, and Megan always finds like really cool stuff. It's one of the things you plan on doing this year. Excellent. Good. And also, because you mentioned the Library of Congress archives, if you find anything interesting in there too, you should definitely give us a video rundown. But yeah, so thanks for sticking with me today, because I got a couple things checked off my to-do list. I got my tarot pull done along with the oracle card advice for it, for this year overview. And I also started looking through the contests and awards. So that makes me quite happy with the amount of to-do stuff that I did. So there we go. You had me muted. Oh no, you browsed some wedding dress shops. Oh, very nice. And Jenna's stream, new weekly stream just started a few minutes ago. Okay, excellent. There's the link for that, so we know where to go next. I can't raid on YouTube, but that's where we should go. Megan says, oh, there are a couple stories you want to rewrite that you discovered on the Library of Congress archives. Nice. Excellent. You read a craft book yesterday called The Creative Writing Student's Handbook by Kathy Hartigan and Margaret James. Oh, you'll have to let us know how it was. But I am going to call a halt to it. Don't forget to, raids are coming to YouTube this year. They might not call them raids, but they might call them something else. Besides, I'm not sure how we would do that on StreamYard. We might have to be in the YouTube streaming thing to do that. Don't know. Either way. Well, I guess I could do it from the popped out chat maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So there you go. So there is Jenna's link. Oh, and apparently Kate is now streaming on Twitch as well. And then don't forget, Charlie will be streaming on Twitch a little bit later as well. So lots of things to go do. And I'm going to go off and do a couple things offline. And then that way I'll be back, hopefully in time, so I don't miss all of Charlie's stream this time, because the last couple of times when I go and check, it's been like 2 or 3 minutes since the stream ended. I feel really bad. So I'm going to be better about that. All right. Don't forget to save, and I will see y'all later. All right. Bye.